Hello, beautiful humans of the interwebs. Welcome to Table Talks with Ellie, presented by eSpot Live. If you are not familiar with eSpot Live, it is a show, live stream that I do where I chat about entertainment news. It's hosted every Monday and Thursday at 9 p.m. Eastern Time. I am the host, Ellie. This is my Rodney, my emotional support dog. Very important. You'll learn. Also very important to know is eSpot Live is kind of marked by technical difficulties. So we do apologize for running a little bit behind schedule, but that's part of the fun that we have here. So I've got a couple of guests with me. Super excited to chat with. We've got Paul, we've got Silvercloud. They're going to give us a bit more information about, we're just going to chat about who we are with DVSI Entertainment, what our involvement is, what projects we're working on, and it's going to be a super chill and fun time. So welcome. Thank you for joining my table. It's not actually mine, but you know what? It's Table Talks with Ellie. I'm claiming it. We're just going to run with it. Let's start with you, Silvercloud. Who are you? How did you get involved with DVSI Entertainment? And most importantly, what is your favorite color?
Okay, so I just want to say thank you first off for having me on the show today. I actually got started with the company about 2 months ago. I'm currently a future designer for video games, and I'm also a huge streamer. So right now I'm actually planning on streaming Last Shot on Monday, which I'm pretty excited about. So make sure if you guys got the keys for that you are playing Last Shot on Monday, because you might catch me.
Nice.
But in terms of my current duties with the company, I do art, and I also have been helping out a little bit with E3 too. So right now I'm pretty excited because, I just joined about 2 months ago, and I literally am already at E3 with the company. So
it's crazy, isn't it?
Yeah,
but in the
wild.
best way.
And to answer your question, as of right now, my favorite color changes every now and then.
Okay.
I will say that it does depend on what my favorite game is. So right now it's orange.
Interesting.
For what game?
That's up to you to figure out.
I would typically say that's incorrect, but I kind of like your philosophy of changing your favorite game, so you're forgiven. What about you? Who are you? How did you get involved with DVSI Entertainment? How long have you been here? And of course, what is your favorite color?
Alrighty. My name is Paul Gensch. I've been with the company for about 4 years, give or take a few months.
Wow.
I've been involved for close to 20 years because I've known Billy since high school, and he was the person who really got me really into gaming. I always had systems and stuff, but he kind of opened my eyes to a lot of games that I just wasn't playing. I was big into Tekken and fighting games and stuff like that. Metal Gear Solid was one of my first really games I got into, but Billy introduced me to RPGs and the Fallout series and Dragon Age, and that just kind of took over my life and changed things because I've always been a huge sci-fi and fantasy nerd. So
I fit that.
I don't know, I've always been writing stories in the background, and we'll get to that in a minute, I guess. But RPGs, like I said, he introduced me to them, just kind of changed how I play my games and what games I play. I don't have a lot of time to play games, so when I do, I want to feel like I'm getting something accomplished. So Dark Souls, I love everything about them except they don't have a pause, and I need a different setting for difficulty. I need to feel like I'm getting something done for that little bit I get to play, and instead they're so grueling and you just get your teeth kicked in the whole time. So I tend to like I said, Fallout, Dragon Age, stuff like that. RPGs are my bread and butter. And as you can see, I like bread and butter. So, but let's see. I guess my role in the company, it's kind of, I guess my title is Creative Arts Director. I'm in charge of a lot of our art department related things, as well as script writing and story process for our video games and different things we're working on. We have a lot of things that we have a film company that we're trying to launch, and as well as everything else we have going on here. But right now I'm in charge of writing the scripts for our video games and helping out with story development and stuff like that. I also do a handful of art projects. Usually they're kind of last minute little quick things, but it's they're fun. I love doing artwork, so like I said, I'm kind of all over the place with what exactly I do, but yeah, right now my big project is finishing up the script for Awoken. That's been an evolving process because I went to school for film, so like I'm used to very straightforward script writing, and writing a script for video games, at least the way it's coming out for me, it's like half writing a novel, half writing a script.
It's like
and
multiple.
Yeah, it's because it's a video game, so it's not set in stone. It's not, especially the kind of games we're making, they're not fully linear. You're supposed to explore and stuff like that. So you're writing the direction you think the player's going to take, or kind of nudge them in that direction, but without giving too much away. So it's a evolving process, and it's definitely been a learning curve. Let's see. Past that, like I said, I do a lot of our artwork and stuff like that. We have an anthology of short films that we're going to be working on soon. We already have a few of the scripts done. They're companion films to go with our Awoken series. So they're going to be, you don't have to watch them, but we suggest that you do because it'll kind of fill out gaps and stuff that the games necessarily won't tell you unless you're like one of the hounds that like literally wants 100%, you read every document you find and like, you comb through the game. That's one of the things that we're really trying to do with Awoken is there's so much lore and story behind everything. So when you find all those little, like they have these little video clips you find that give you bits and pieces of story, but these companion pieces we're doing, some of them are origins, some of them are just kind of filler information that you might not necessarily need, but it just gives that story that much more life and, vibrance, I guess. Kind of rambled. I don't know if I've answered all the questions besides color. I think you said you wanted me to talk about the shows I do.
We'll get there.
Okay. So I'll end with color for now. So
now, let me ask you though, when you play Dark Souls, do you have a support duck?
No, I have my son. He is my video game cheerleader and my little memory decks because I have a terrible memory. So like, I'll be playing something and I'll be like, all right, I've got to go back to this thing to get whatever piece, and I can't remember. He's like, oh, you have to go back to the left through this stairwell, go here and do this, and I'm like, all right, let's go do that.
That's my girlfriend.
Yeah.
Especially for like the newer games that are coming out, like Returnal and stuff. She sees it as
He's been watching me play Resident Evil Village, and like he turns 10 this year, so he shouldn't see all of it. But but like he's like right on the edge of the seat with me, and he's like, oh god, like it's great. It's fun. That's little bonding moments. We both crap our pants together.
Always nice.
I am curious though, what's your favorite color?
I'm consistent with my favorite color. It's my favorite color for years. No, just it's a very specific grayish olive green.
Really?
Okay.
Almost, I guess, like closer to like a moss green, like the muted olive green. But I don't know why. That's just my color.
Okay, I dig it. In case you were wondering, the correct answer was blue, but you know what? I'll take it. It's fine.
Everybody's entitled to their own wrong opinion.
Exactly. So one of the things that just kind of came up with both of you that I want to touch on, one of the things I adore about working with DBSI Entertainment is we all kind of wear different hats. We all do different things. So I do live streaming. And that kind of was not actually my original goal with this. I came in as an actor, and I'm still doing that, and I'm now doing the live streaming as well. I've had opportunity to work on music, so I feel like we just have so many opportunities to do whatever we want. I was going to say within reason, but also kind of like if it's not something that exists yet, we're given that, creative freedom to make it exist. And that's how a lot of our shows and our streams and everything have come to be, is just us being given creative freedom, because there's that recognition that there are definitely people who have a specific thing that they're good at and that they prefer, and then they have the freedom to do that as well. But there's so many people who are like, yeah, I'm primarily this, but I'd love to grow in this. I'd love to learn how to do this. I'd love to see this realized in a game, in a short film, in a song. And I just adore that we're given the freedom to do that, and also that in that process I get to work with you on like some of the shows, and I'm gonna get to work with you on streaming a bit more, which I'm super excited about. So I just wanted to throw that out there, just like we're all just creative people figuring things out and having a blast with it.
No, I agree. Like, like I said, I've been with the company for about 4 years. Originally, I was brought in just to do some artwork and some story development, and over the years, my day job has changed, and the company's kind of, always been there to, work with my schedules and understand the difficulties of, having a life outside of this.
Yeah.
And, they've always helped in any way, everybody here is understanding. We all know we have lives outside of this.
Yeah.
And we say it all the time, we're a family here. And like I said, I've known Billy for close to 20 years. We went to high school together.
Yeah.
I'm showing my age if you see all the white hair.
Throwing Billy under the bus too.
he's like a year or two younger, so yeah. But
well, I mean, I'm 20, so for me,
Okay.
I feel like a
ouch.
baby
Yeah.
compared to everybody else.
I'm 34.
But it makes me excited, right? Because even though I'm younger than everybody else, it allows me to carry on that tradition, right?
Well, that's like one of the things here, like, the freedom of, creation and everything we have here. But not only that, it's everybody, we want everybody's voice to be heard here. So
Yes.
if anybody pitches an idea, usually we'll talk to one of the heads of whichever department we're in.
Mm-hmm.
And then we'll either do a group meeting, whether it's, in person or video, and we'll just game shop it. Like, hey, this is an idea we have. Is this something we can do? And if everybody's on the same page, which 9 times out of 10, we are. It's just usually it's, do we have the manpower to do this project that's a good idea right now? Which usually, we're in the middle of, like right now we have 7 games in development. We also have a handful of TV shows and this, that, and the other. We have a lot going on for the small company we are.
Yeah.
So a lot of it's kind of, the shell game. We're like, all right, we're going to work on this. We're going to knock this out. We're going to develop this and the spare time that we have, or at least keep it on the back burner, knowing it's not forgotten about. And then we come back to it when our deadlines are done and stuff like that. So, touching off of that, we, for E3, everybody, no matter what your role is, if you're a streamer or this, that, and the other, everybody's been helping out on E3, whether it's not just, hey, while they're streaming, they're mentioning, or we have E3 coming up, this, that, and the other, or you're actually designing things, helping edit this, that, and the other. We're, like you said, everybody wears many hats here, so everybody helps in every way they can. Even if they're not comfortable doing it, there's somebody there to coach them through it, to learn, and that's kind of one of the things that I think makes us unique as a company. We're group dependent but independent at the same time. Like we know we're stronger together, but if needed, we know we can break down into small groups and get stuff done. And especially with COVID and everything over the last year and change, it's definitely been a learning curve. We went from used to having like a free-for-all with 20 to 30 people in the office trying to get stuff done, to having to spread it out, having to work mobile, work from home, that kind of thing. And luckily we have a great group of people and we made it work, but it's definitely had its ups and downs. And I think everybody's experienced that, no matter what you do for a living or what your life consists of. It's definitely hit everybody one way or another.
For sure.
Yeah, I had to stock up on toilet paper.
I never had an issue finding toilet paper, but now there's people putting gasoline in trash bags, so we'll see what happens next.
Oh man, I mean, I came close. The whole toilet paper fiasco. I fortunately was able to dodge the wave of having to stock up on it, but I came to that point where it's like I have 1 roll left and everyone else has stocked up on it. Oh no. And then I found a gas station somewhere that had one of the 4-packs, and then that lasted me through the drought of toilet paper, and it was normal again. It was just such a bizarre time.
One of the higher ups for a company I used to work for made fun of us because the lower stock people don't buy their toiletries at a year's worth at a time. For one, who has the money to buy a year's worth of toilet paper?
Okay, but also, who has the space?
Most people live in a regular sized house. You need a room just for toilet paper. Go to the toilet paper room. That's ridiculous to me.
Hashtag goals.
Yeah.
We should have a company building big enough to just have a room full
toilet paper
of toilet
warehouse.
paper for each of us.
Fantastic.
Not really. That's not a priority.
And I just want to say too, for E3, If I went back in time, right? Because honestly, this is something that I've wanted to do forever.
Yeah.
I never thought that it was attainable. So like, if I went back to high school or middle school, if I told like my younger self, like, hey, you're gonna be at E3, and not only are you gonna be at E3, you're gonna be on a table talk.
Yeah.
With some really good people.
Well, like, touching off
Freak
of,
out.
like, I went to film school,
Yeah.
but while I was in film school, my wife got pregnant, so I kind of had to take on my day job a little more seriously, started taking on manager roles, and I've been running kitchens now for 15, 16 years. And when I graduated film school, I got a few offers, but most of them, you know, I needed a year of apprenticeship, which I already did in school,
Yeah.
or they needed to start me out at like minimal pay, and it's like I'm $100,000 in debt now from
Yeah.
school, and I have a family to take care of, so I've had to continue working in kitchens and stuff like that. So my degree has just kind of sat there. So, and I think that happens a lot in whatever field you go into. Billy and I, we've always been friends, but, you know, growing up and stuff like that, starting families and stuff like that, distance happens. He hit me up a few years ago and was like, hey, I've got a little video game company, we're working on a lot of things, you want to be a part of it? And I was like, hell yeah. So I jumped on board, and he's really, you know, it goes back into, you know, the freedom of your imagination and your creativity here. It's like, as much as you want to put into this company, they will invest in you.
Yeah.
And it's like, if you have an idea, if it's a good idea, we're down for it. If it's a bad idea, we'll workshop it and make it a good idea. Like there's, and like my one role that started here, I now do a lot, and granted, some of it gets, you know, like I said earlier, put to the back burner, but that's all because we have greater goals in mind, and it's all for a better purpose. Like this is all of our blood, sweat, and tears. Specifically, a few heavy hitters here have like bent over backwards to make this possible. I wish I could be one of those people, but there are a few people at this company who deserve way more recognition than they get. But they have kind of taken everybody's hopes and dreams on their backs, and so far they're delivering. Like I've been with the company for 4 years, and this E3 it's like, we're doing it. This is why we're doing it. But like, it hasn't sunken in yet. When I get home tonight and I'm eating dinner, I'm gonna be like, oh.
Yeah.
Oh.
No, because that was me on the car right here. I'm sitting in my car as I'm driving, and I'm like, you know what? I'm feeling it today. Because normally I like to listen to video game soundtracks. So I'm like, today's Halo. So I'm feeling Halo-ish. So as I'm on the way,
I'm sitting in the car, and I'm like, I have my window down, which is not something I normally do with other people. I
I
just do
gotta
it
have the
by myself.
windows down.
Window down when you
music
drive
loud.
is the best. Music loud too. So I'm driving, and then it
100
hits me
degrees in
like
Florida.
I literally start crying in the car as I'm driving,
Yeah.
and I'm like trying to like wipe my tears, but still pay attention to the road. I'm like, oh my god, like this is crazy. Like I'm actually helping out with this. This is wild.
Yeah.
So I'm amazed because, like you said, there's so many people that have managed to like carry our dreams and our hopes on their backs. But at the end of the day, as long as we just show them that same support, I feel like we'll all come out on top of the
No,
end.
like that's one of my biggest things. Like you get what you put into it here.
Yeah.
Like there's the reciprocation here is immense. You know, whether you I don't want to say just, but whether you're just doing streaming, that like, and you're part of this company, you're helping us. Like everybody here is appreciated. Like I don't know, the camaraderie here is different. Granted, this is my only gaming job I've had, but in my adult life, as like I said, I'm 34. I've been working in real jobs since I was 18, but I've been working since I was 12. But like it's a family. Like it's a family trying to achieve one very what I used to think was an impossible goal, but like this the fact that we're doing E3. It's like the best kick to the groin you can ask for, because it's really just like it's there. It's an attainable goal. We're doing the right things, and like for all the people who have either been a part of this group and broken off because it wasn't the right fit, or everybody has that. Every company at some point has a cancer that might not be the best role there, and it's somebody a lot of times either taking advantage or just riding on the coattails of everybody else. And when they get called out, they're just naysayers and they hate and, you know, spit out and all that. But I think this is really, for one, this is a great, like, pat on the back for everybody involved. But this kind of shows the people who didn't want to be involved with us or, you know, have doubted us in the past, like, we're doing what we're supposed to do. And sorry you're not here to be a part of it, you had your chance.
Yeah.
So
we'll continue to do that.
Yeah,
too,
and that's my thing. Like, we've had, every company has growing pains.
Yeah.
You know, it happens, especially in something that for most of us, this isn't our day job. So we have jobs that we have to do to pay the bills, and then a lot of us are like pouring every ounce of free time we have into this, and we're finally getting the recognition, and the payoff is coming. So I don't know, I've kind of rambled, but
Now, this has been amazing. And I have so many thoughts. I could talk forever, but we do have a little bit of a time limit. So I want to wrap it up, but before I do, I want to call out, what is your streaming handle?
My streaming handle is, it's not Silvercloud, funny enough. It's not Silvercloud. It's Spades of Ace 07. So like Ace of Spades, but backwards.
Spades of Ace 07.
Mm-hmm.
You're going to be live on Monday with Last Shot.
Yep.
Which means anyone who got that Last Shot key is going to be able to potentially play with DVSI developers, future developers, the people who have just really poured into this game. We're excited for feedback. We're excited to make this the best it can be. So check them out. Also, I want to shout out your cooking show in particular because I am a fan. Recipe for Murder.
yes.
Please pitch that. Or not pitch.
It's on hiatus right now. We did about 10 episodes, and we like what we're doing with it, but we're going to restructure it a little better. The way we were doing it, it was live. We were talking with guests. I was cooking the food, trying to tell the story. It was just too much going on at once. So now we're going to refocus it and edit it a little better. It's going to be more of a narrative element to it. But overall, I think it's going to be a better way to present the food and the story. So that's going to be coming back pretty soon. We don't have a date yet, but we're also going to be going back and re-editing the older episodes to get those up as well.
Excellent.
But yeah, I cook good food and talk about different murderers and serial killers and that kind of thing.
It's fantastic.
Make me
Yeah,
hungry.
yeah, it's definitely been fun, and I can't wait to get back into it more. And then I'm also getting into streaming at some point as well, where I'm basically going to pick the scariest games I can get a hold of. And,
You do the horror, so I don't have to, and I appreciate you.
yeah. So that's going to be...
I'll tell you what, I'll be your Rodney, okay?
Oh.
I'll be the Rodney.
Your eyes are going to blow.
I got you. Yeah,
Just
my
like
eyes are going to
squeeze
blow out. I'm going to be freaking out with you, but at least it'll be
Yeah,
a little
it's
bit
fun.
more comfortable.
I laugh when I'm scared, so it's going to be amusing.
Excellent. All right. Well, this has been Table Talks with Ellie, presented by eSpot Live. Ellie, Rodney, Paul, Silver Cloud. I will be back with other guests a little bit later, and we're gonna just keep digging into this, talking about how different people are involved with DVSI Entertainment, what we're excited about, what we're looking forward to. We've got a lot in the works, and we're just so stoked to be here. And we've got something very special for you guys later. It's going to be coming up. We're going to give you guys a little bit of an inside look at one game in particular that I don't think you guys will see coming, and we're beyond proud of what we're going to be showing you. So please do tune back in. And yeah, I'll see you guys on the interwebs in the future. Thank you.
Bye, y'all.